began to learn about a life of nonviolence, going through life and causing as little damage as possible. It's known as, in the East, as ahimsa, respect towards all living things, the intentional avoidance of harming others. And I read Mahatma Gandhi and Satchidananda, the Indian saints, about a life of ahimsa. A couple years later, I'm up in Vancouver doing anesthesia, and I'm out for dinner with another anesthesia resident, and I'm pontificating about living a life of ahimsa and harmlessness while I'm polishing off a porterhouse steak at the local cake and Klaper. And he looks at me with great compassion and says, "That's all very nice, Michael, but if you want to reduce the amount of violence in your life, you might want to start with that piece of meat on your plate, because in fulfilling your desire for the taste of that flesh in your mouth, you are paying for the death of the animal and for the next one in line at the slaughterhouse." Well, as soon as he did that, my head went through some trips. I spent my first 16 summers on my Uncle Dairy Farm in Wisconsin. I knew what happens to old dairy cows when they stop giving milk. My uncle calls the slaughterhouse truck, and they're taken to the slaughterhouse, shot in the head, and they're turned into hamburger, actually. When you go into McDonald's, you're eating ground up old dairy cows. The dairy barn is a short stopping off place on the way to the slaughterhouse for a few years to get some milk. And in order to keep that milk flowing, you've got to keep impregnating the cows. They keep putting out these male calves that you wind up putting in the veal pan for 4 months until you cut their foot and sell them as milk-fed veal. As soon as he said, "I'm paying for the slaughter of these animals," I thought, well, the old rationale, well, the animal's dead already. That's what they raised them for. But before I could get the words out of my lips, the little voice on my shoulder said, "You know, he's right. He's right." And when I went up to pay for the meal, I felt complicit in a crime. Because I love those cows on the farm. They're big, beautiful animals. And yet I watched the badger breeders guy come in and shove bulk semen up their uterus and make them pregnant. They stop giving milk, have their little calves. They wind up in the veal pen until they get slaughtered. The cows get slaughtered. And there was an air of sadness in the dairy barn. I never understood why. But to keep that milk flowing, when the cow gives birth, you got to take the baby away so my uncle can get the milk. So all the cows in the dairy barn, these are new mothers who've just had their babies taken away. And often in our farm, the babies was in the veal pen 10 yards away bawling. And the mother is yelling out these heart-rending screams and moves hour after hour. But it's inherent in dairying. And I knew that every time, every glass of milk, every piece of cheese and a ham sandwich that I was eating, I'm paying. I'm going to take another baby away from its mother, and shoot another cow in the head. And at that point, I have to ask myself, am I really that hungry that I would pay to have that suffering inflicted on these beautiful animals? And I just couldn't do it. It was only 1981. But there was soy milk in the health food stores. We get along with that. But I had to take responsibility for what my dollar was actually paying for.
Hey there, vegan family. Thank you so much for watching our video clip. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Hit subscribe. Tell all your family and friends. We really want to help this channel grow, so that would be amazing. And also, if you really, really liked it and you'd like to purchase the entire video, you can head to the link in our description box below and you can purchase this video or get the collection from the cruise. So thanks again for watching. Hope you're having a beautiful day, and also hope we get to see you aboard the ship very soon. Aloha. Whoop, 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 whoop.